Hey,
Hey, what's going on, guys?
hey,
Welcome to the show.
and what's up, all you they thems? Yeah,
We shouldn't be saying they them by what Ben Shapiro says. That's conspiracy talk.
when we were in the green room just a second ago, anybody that's watching this, take a minute and look into the Talmud.
Well, we
Uh,
were gonna actually got some videos talking about that with
yeah, yeah,
response to Ben Shapiro, but
well, yeah, good stuff. That people need to do a deep dive into that, and that's actually Ben Shapiro's belief system. And when you
well,
realize that
he's Talmud Jew. I think is the best is the way to put it. But
those are they
huh?
they are they're those are the ones that you kind of gotta watch out
Well, anyway, we're
for.
gonna go ahead. We got something to start off with first, and first thing we're gonna start off with is a video where Andy Biggs is talking about he's running for governor of Arizona. He's a congressman from Arizona, and he said the reason he's running for governor is because the House is unredeemable in his opinion. Let's go ahead and listen to the video. What do you have to say here?
Okay.
This is at Amfest.
Hold it. How did we get so many respectable people to show up? Oh, it must be the audience. Andy Biggs. Now, here's the thing. Ken Paxton is doing a great job as Attorney General. And I actually wanted him to stay as Attorney General, but he said, look, the Senate needs things. He wants to do it. I said, Ken, we'll have your back. You do what you feel you got to do. Biggs, our guy in the House. If it wasn't for Andy Biggs, you wouldn't have any common sense down there. Now, Biggs, you're going to run for governor.
Yes,
Why are you leaving the House where you're there's not more than 5 or 6 guys in the House that keep the sanity, right? Particularly on the spending. So why are you leaving the House to run for governor?
Well, so there's 2 reasons. Number one, I don't want to make everybody depressed so early in the morning, but is Congress redeemable?
By the way, we refer to it as the Duma.
Yeah, the Duma. Well, it kind of is, right? I mean, so Congress.
How has that happened?
Well, it's happened because of just moral stasis and inertia. This failure to say we have got to exit the path that we're on if we're going to change the country. We tried it. A number of us tried it. I ran for speaker. We got votes. We put up a good fight. We changed personnel. That didn't work. We changed the infrastructure. We changed the rules of the place. That didn't work. So the only thing that's left is the American people have to rise up and say, you must change. We can't continue on, or else you're going to be sitting at 75, 80 trillion dollars of national debt in the next 7 years. Unsustainable.
7 years. 7 years.
Yes.
Walk me through that. We're going to take you through break real quickly. How do we get to? Because I saw an analysis.
Well, the point of me bringing that up is there's a lot of people leaving the House and Senate for the very same reason. They see it as unredeemable. Now, at least Stefanik, who's going to be running for governor of New York, she has decided to drop out.
Yeah,
and
she
the
was
reason
good
is,
too. I liked her.
Yeah, and the reason is because she's losing in that race. She's head-to-head matchup with Hochul by like 19%. Not only that, the Republicans has decided to put someone else in there to run against her in the primary. And a lot of them want him and not her. And the reason that is because they're saying she's too far right, too MAGA. And also they're mad at her because she went and bucked up against Speaker Johnson and talked shit about him, about how he can't get anything done and no one likes him. And it's true.
Yeah. So you speak of the truth, and somehow, well, the thing about it is it's by design. What Mike Johnson is doing is by design. This is not an accident. It's not because he's like, "Whoops, I didn't know." No, this is the business as usual. the Trump bad guy. I'm not going to live that down. Ever since Owen Schroyer did that, I was like, this is gold. Anyways, but it's all by design. This is what you're going to get. It doesn't matter. And see, Marjorie Taylor Greene says the exact same thing.
Well,
You've got people out there right now that think that there's people that are like, "Oh, I was watching Q the other day, and there's the white hats that's out there right now, and they gonna come in there, get save us." It's like there are no white hats.
well, what's interesting is you have Lee Stefanik that said that. You had also Marjorie Taylor Greene. You also have both of them are gone.
Mhm.
I think Lee Stefanik's going to stay until her term is up, which is
Yeah,
end of next year.
26. Mhm.
Then you have
Thomas
someone.
Massey. He
Well,
says
yeah.
this.
You have Nancy Mace, who's running for governor of South Carolina. And she has no interest in going back to the House either.
Mhm.
Yeah. You also have, I think, what's her name? Anna Paulina Luna. She sees the problem there. At some point in there, she's going to be out, I guarantee you, because she's been bucking up against Trump and Johnson as well. Most of them are females. You got some guys in the House that are doing it too, like Massey and others are. One I'm thinking of is Tim Burchett.
Oh yeah.
They're bucking up
enough.
against them too because they want to do something else. They want to get something done.
Yes.
And it seems like Johnson is just there to hold a placement until the Trump administration's over.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Tim Burchett was like, why are we sending like $40 billion to terrorists when they're just part of the spending bill thing? Why are we doing that? It's a lot of money. Why? And he's like, he asked Trump this very question. And the thing is like, if Trump were to address more than just Marjorie Taylor Greene saying this stuff, it would actually make Marjorie Taylor Greene look legitimate. So he just keeps attacking her, which is wrong. He needs to, if you got other people saying the exact same thing, go ahead and talk about those people. Say, and then what'll happen is people say, well, wait a minute. So it's not just her and it's not just Massey. You've got these other people that are actually starting to, they would say something's up with this. And the fact that there's people right now that, don't get me wrong, I'm full MAGA when this is all when we were trying to get Trump in. We had promises, we had things that he was, we thought would happen, and as this is fizzling out, there's a lot of people that are still hanging on to the hope that the white hats are this is all 4D chess.
Yeah,
and
we'll get to that. We'll get to that later on. But anyway, go ahead.
But that is a problem when you can't see the writing on the wall, and what it takes to do this is a lot of information warfare. In other words, you got content creators out there with huge followings, with big ass views on their videos that have been hypnotized by the carrot on a string, I guess you would call it. Maybe that's somewhat
by the money. Yes, they've been bought out by the money. Yeah,
that's part of it. But just the fact that
Stormbringer.
What's up, Stormbringer? Candace Owens has been she's doing all these podcasts, but I think that what's happened is that she's being fed intentional misinformation, and she chases the dragon too deep without actually going into the research. But because they see that, they're feeding her people an information that delegitimizes everything she's doing.
Let's go ahead and get to what's going on in AmFest, because this Candace Owens has something to do with that.
Right. Let's roll into that. Yeah.
And Ben Shapiro, he did his speech, and he went after. All right, Tucker Carlson, Nancy, also Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, and Steve Bannon, right? And I got a little clip from it. Let's go ahead and take a look at it from his speech.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch the whole speech. It's 20 minutes.
Yeah. He's standing on a big box, though. That's not even like they got a booster thing.
Undermine fundamental principles of conservatism by championing enervation and grievance. These people are frauds, and they are grifters, and they do not deserve your time. And they are something worse than that, a danger to the only movement capable of stopping the left from wrecking the country wholesale. So today, I want to discuss 5 obligations that people who speak to you on matters of importance have to you. I want to speak to you about our duties. Our first duty is truth. We owe you the truth. That means we should not mislead you. It means we shouldn't hide the ball. We shouldn't be deliberately obscure about what we're telling you. We have an obligation to clarity and to honesty. This means that we actually have to be clear in the language that we use. We should not traffic in generality. We should not say things like, they shot Charlie, without specifying whom we mean by they. The person who allegedly shot Charlie Kirk, and whom all the evidence points at, all of it, is a gay, trans-loving furry.
And he had no supporting cast in this. No one helped him. You know, he's no different than mainstream media, in my opinion, when it comes to this.
Right.
He's pushing that narrative.
Well, he's actually mainstream media on steroids when it comes to that. He's always been a never Trumper. Anybody that's on board with Ben Shapiro, and then on top of that, he was I love Fauci. I think everybody should get the sauce. If you don't, then you're not helping the community. When he started saying that, because I used to watch some of his content because I was, interested in some of his words, some of his message, but then I realized what was going on with that. I immediately unsubscribed from all the Daily Wire stuff and everything that they do. There's no more.
Here's the thing: people wonder why Daily Wire is not doing that great. I think it's Ben Shapiro. If Matt Walsh,
he's dragging the whole place down.
Yeah, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, people love those guys. They do a good job.
Yeah.
But
they get drowned out by him.
He really weighs them down a lot.
Bigly. Very bigly, yes. Yeah, I would watch Matt Walsh, but he's on Daily Wire, so I won't have anything to do with him.
If we are going to target ideological movements, we should talk about the fact that the radical trans movement treats all those who oppose it as existential threats. Or if we're going to talk about the Democratic Party making room for the radical trans movement and echoing its inflammatory rhetoric, well, we should talk about that. Those are specific problems, and they require specific responses. When people say they shot Charlie, however, they are instead trafficking in vagary that results in increased hatred without proposing any effective response. They are fostering despair and rage, and that makes things worse. We must also be honest about what people say and do, regardless of what that means coalitionally. It is the job of politicians to build coalitions. It's the job of those of us who try to...
So he's pretty much saying the coalition that Charlie Kirk created means nothing to him.
Oh, no, nothing means anything to him. Nothing. That Talmud mentality comes out. You serve him. You owe him. He stands above everybody and looks down upon everybody except for the Talmud people. That's those people are above everybody. He doesn't like you, me. If you really got, he doesn't like anybody that's non-white. All those people.
Let's go ahead and watch some more of this, dude. I got a lot of other stuff to get to, but you're kind of
Sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Public opinion to hold politicians to account and to hold them accountable to our values. We must not let fear of audience deter us from telling the truth. We must not let fear of other hosts deter us from telling the truth. So, for example, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk
what is happening? We had a boo and then a woo. What was happening there? I don't get it.
They're cheering for Candace Owens.
and then yeah.
Well, anyway, there's more to the video, but he all the people we've named, he went after, but I want to show Candace Owens' response to it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I love it. Yes, I did. Yeah, You know, I was watching some of that, and I like Candace Owens. She's just going through a lot right now. It'll be okay. It'll work. We'll work it out.
When Candace Owens says, I don't know, but I know,
This is
is
good.
retarded. And we are all more retarded for having heard it.
I'll say stuff that Trump said.
Well, Ben, when it comes to you and having worked with you, I just know. I just know the tactics that you use to feign popularity in the public. I just know the amount of money that you are willing to spend on advertising to inflate your numbers to make people think that you're popular.
It's true.
So, yeah,
Yeah, very true.
I don't have to say we don't know when it comes to you. You are such a joke of a little man. Your jealousy against Tucker, your ability to believe that you can keep manipulating the markets. You know, those kids booed you on that stage. The amount of messages I got from Turning Point USA people saying, what is happening? Why is he on this stage? Standing against everything that Charlie believed in. That's what you're doing. You're standing against everything that Charlie believed in because you weren't his friend. He didn't like you for that very reason. Look at you, and I just think you are such a little worm. I could see you right now, probably.
It's good.
What can we get out to her? We're going to sue her into bankruptcy again, right? Sue her for every infraction, every word that I don't like, and every time my feelings are hurt. Because what you really believe in is Baal Barith. That's what your people believe in. You believe that you are contract lords and that people are not allowed to violate contracts or you will ruin them for years. You fire someone and you effectively stalk and harass them for years after. I'm here to let you know that I'm done with it. I am done with it. This one is so fully off of the mother effing plantation. Truly, Ben Shapiro, fuck you and the midget horse that you rode in on. And I say that on behalf of the world. I know you're going to get applauded by Konstantin Kisin and Andrew Christ is King Clavin and all of the people, the men who have to keep applauding what you do like you're a 4-year-old to make you feel good. But the rest of the world can't stand you. You're obnoxious. Right. You have absolutely no values that exist outside of the Talmud. You describe yourself as a Talmudic Jew, and I've learned what's in that Talmud, and I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you, because he doesn't just hate me, he hates you too, white men.
Yep.
He hates all Black people, okay? If he's following the rules of the Talmud, I mean, when I say hates, they think that we're animals, that they have a right to own us, that they have a right to make us worship them, that they have a right to lie to us, that they have a right to sue us and take everything that we have, that they have a right to deceive us, that they have a right to treat Charlie the way that he treated Charlie while he was alive, only to then try to defraud the population into thinking that he is somehow a part of his legacy, that he somehow cared about Charlie Kirk and cares to protect the people that are working at.
Okay, I'm going to say this. This is the best Candace Owens here. This is what she needs to be doing. She needs to do everything she can to go after Ben Shapiro. Because I'm telling you right now, Ben Shapiro, he's out to actually get her to deplatform. The same with Tucker Carlson. I tell you right now, Megan Kelly's going to be next. Anyone that goes against him, he hates you. And I look at it, I'm like this, look, y'all going to have to join forces and take him out before he takes you out.
Yeah, because he's going to pull forth all the effort because there's a lot of influence that those sectors of the corrupt government that we know of. I try not to talk too much because I don't want to throttle your channel, but they want to grab Israel. I mean, they want to grab X. My bad. And use these platforms to amplify their voice and suppress everybody else's. And Ben Shapiro is all for that. He wants that. He wants to make sure that he and this is what he wants. Sue. And yeah, I agree with you totally, Matt. This is the direction that Candace Owens needs to go because she knows this man inside and out. Yeah. And I use the word man loosely with that. Really.
Turning Point USA. Goodbye, Ben. Goodbye. Question is, how much more money is Ben Shapiro going to spend to make people think that he's popular? How many more articles is his father going to write under a pen name, Hank Berrien of the Daily Wire, under the pen name Hank Berrien, as he wrote while Ben was at Breitbart, before he turned his back and betrayed them too, because that is his nature. One of these belly creatures, sliver on. The question is, how many more weeks and years do we have to keep pretending like Ben Shapiro is relevant?
A belly creature is another name for a snake.
Well, here's the thing. If you go to Ben Shapiro's channel, I'm looking at it right now. He's got 7.16 million subscribers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at his videos from a day ago. 23,000, 46,000, 14,000, 35,000.
Yeah.
That's awful views for a channel that
Yes.
size.
Yes.
And you know, I got a video here of Megan Kelly talking about Ben Shapiro and his comments. And she had somewhere where it really matters here. She talks about everybody unsubscribing from him.
Everybody should do that, by the way.
Yeah.
You mentioned him, and your name came up on the stage last night in regards to pretty much all of this. Would you like the opportunity to respond?
Well, I found it kind of funny that Ben thinks he has the power to decide who gets excommunicated from the conservative movement, which shows a willful blindness about his position in it. It reminded me a little of when the girl who was the head of our middle school chorus told me she was going to take all my friends away from me. Chorus? A head cheerleader maybe, but so I resent the whole thing. I object to the whole thing. Ben and I, he had the nerve to call me a friend right before he called me a despicable coward for not calling out the people he once called out. So he both wants to parent me and be my child. He wants to tell me what I have to do and who I have to say what to. And then when I don't, he and some of his friends want to act like utter victims because I won't do what they say. They need me. I have to be their daddy and step in to protect them. And I am not their daddy. And I resent that he thinks he's in a position to decide who must say what to whom and when. Thank you. So I don't think we are friends anymore. I've been a very good friend to Ben. Nobody knew who the heck Ben Shapiro was when I started putting him on my shows on the Fox News channel. And I helped make him a star. And I've been very, very good to Ben over the years. And he's been good to me too. He just recently came on my tour, as did you. And I gave him the most kind introduction I could possibly give him because I know that he's losing subscribers a lot. And so I tried to do something nice for him by giving him a long 10-minute intro and personally vouching for him. And we mixed it up on Israel out on stage. It wasn't Israel because we're on the same place on Israel. We mixed it up over whether Tucker Carlson should be excommunicated from the conservative movement, which I do not believe. And thank you. And when it was over, we hugged, said goodbye, and then we had a nice text exchange a couple days later saying our friendship was important to us. And the next thing I saw was him attacking me on stage last night as a coward. So that's not friendship. And I think that's fine with me, with friends like that.
Yeah, she probably would do her career favor not endorsing people like Ben Shapiro. Just like if you were a president of the United States and you were asked to support somebody like Lindsey Graham, probably not a really good idea.
Probably not.
Probably
not. Well, now we're going to go to Steve Bannon and his response. Now, guys, this whole video, 17 minutes long. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but it's absolutely, he's hilarious what he says here about Ben Shapiro. And everything he says,
Romeo.
Everything he says is completely right.
Yeah.
What's up, Romeo?
Kind of weird intro music for Steve Bannon, but hey.
Thank you. Thank you. We are at war. You know how we know this? You just heard Hawkins up here a few minutes ago, right? What did she say at the very moment Charlie Kirk was assassinated? What, the University of Montana? They laughed in her face, right? Laughed in her face, and some guy goes, oh, we're at war. Charlie Kirk knew we were at war. Every time I've spoken at any event of Turning Point, I always start with that, because Charlie Kirk knew one thing. He knew we were at war, and he knew we were going to be victorious if we didn't quit. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's go back. Do you understand? For the last 10 years, there have been 8 national elections, either primaries, off-year elections where Congress is voted on for the whole nation, or presidential elections. We have won 7 of those 8. This is why they hated Charlie Kirk. It wasn't Charlie Kirk's philosophy or even his debates. Charlie Kirk was a tough person that built a machine that you guys are dedicated to that delivered victories. Let's be specific. Go back to 2015. President Trump, 15-16, wins the primary against all odds. Then in 16, he wins a come from behind, once in a lifetime victory against Hillary Clinton. We lost the 18 midterms because people were leaning on their rakes, and we lost, 35 or 40 House seats, and Nancy Pelosi told us exactly what she was going to do. She impeached Trump and almost brought it all down. President Trump came back, won the primary, right, very easily. Nobody really ran against him. I don't think anybody ran against him. 2020, we won the 2020 election. Is there any dispute on that? If you don't believe that, you don't believe a foundational element of the MAGA movement. We won 2020. And to show you how we won it, we picked up 14 House seats that night. 14 House seats. Then President Trump went into the wilderness. This is when Charlie Kirk really, I think, stepped up the most. President Trump was sent to Mar-a-Lago. They never thought he was coming back. The Republican Party never thought he was coming back. And what happened? President Trump grinded it out. In fact, he told us on this stage last year, right here, the first time he told anybody. When Charlie had him come out here and speak, what did he say? He said, I had to run again because I could not let them steal an election because they're stealing the country. And we see what Biden did. Then we win the midterms in 22. We picked up about 11 seats, 8 net, and took the House of Representatives. There were supposed to be more, but we got control of the House. And then, in really the greatest come from behind ever, President Trump, Turning Point put him on their shoulders. We won the greatest election in the history of the country. In 10 years, a decade, you've been beaten once when we leaned on our
Gonna bring her on a beer run.
massive political operation that cannot be beat. And the left knows that. It's one of the reasons, yes, I realize we haven't gone to trial yet. We don't know all the information. It looks like, at least the information we have out, it may be this guy, maybe not an organization in back of it. We don't know that yet because the evidence hasn't been put out. But Charlie Kirk is dead. Think about that. The individual that's probably, I think, at his age, the greatest individual this country's produced politically, culturally, since the revolution. Remember, all of the revolution was 30. Charlie Kirk's, hell, he's 31 years old. He's been doing this since he was 17 or 18.
But Charlie Kirk was a man of action. And I want to make sure that we get something straight tonight. We have a partners discussion. And I want to say up front, if I hurt some feelings here, you can come and talk to me afterwards. This whole thing that's gone on the last couple of days, some of the comments tonight, this is not about, this specific incident is not about freedom of speech or platforming or deplatforming. They're all talking about that, and that's, people are saying hurtful things to each other. Tucker said the quiet part out loud. This is a proxy on 28. Now, I think it's way too early to be thinking about 28. But he's right about one thing. This is a proxy on an issue that's not freedom of speech and not are you going to get platformed to deplatformed. This is about a situation that Charlie Kirk was probably one of the most, if not the most important person in doing and accomplishing. And that is this concept of what I would call greater Israel and Israel first. You can't get a better defender of Israel than Charlie Kirk. You can't get a better defender of Israel than Steve Bannon. At Breitbart, adamant, couldn't have a two-state solution. In the White House, I'm the one that pushed initially hard to move the embassy to Jerusalem. At War Room, ask all the War Room people that are here. Ask all the posse. We always talk about it, and we're one state, not a two-state. But that's about Israel. It's not about greater Israel, and it's not about Israel first. Charlie Kirk had some foundational beliefs. Those foundational beliefs are, number one, he's a populist nationalist. America makes its own decisions for America. And as a populist, the American people are the people that make those decisions. Now, Benji Shapiro sat up here last night, and he was all, it's all about the truth. Ben, I've known you a long time, brother. You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
Let's face it, Ben Shapiro is the farthest thing from MAGA. Let's be blunt. He is a hardcore never Trumper. He's a hardcore never Trumper. In the spring of 16, he tried to upend Breitbart. He walked off the job, made a big deal about some incident in Mar-a-Lago with Corey Lewandowski. He tried to turn it to Ted Cruz from Donald Trump because he hated Donald Trump. In the general election, he barely supported Donald Trump. The first sign of when President Trump gets sent back to Mar-a-Lago, the very first individual that jumped on the Ron DeSantis train, the Israel First train, was Ben Shapiro. Yep. And those are the darkest days we had. In 21 and 22, you guys were there. He's consistently been against Trump, and now that President Trump doesn't back the Greater Israel Project. What is Greater Israel? It's not about Israel itself. It's about an expansionist Israel, an imperial Israel,
genocide.
That Netanyahu and that crowd have thought up. And the Israel First crowd is Ben Shapiro, Tel Aviv Mark Levin, and many others that want to put that ahead of America's interests. Charlie Kirk fought that. You know where Charlie Kirk fought it? In the White House. I know, because I was there. When I went back, Charlie Kirk was working with Sergio Gore, certain people around the vice president, to make sure that we didn't get sucked into a land war, a decapitation of the Iranian elites that would lead to a massive civil war that American troops would get sucked into, because that was Netanyahu's plan from the beginning. And we know that. The Times of Israel has published that there was no urgency to go after the nuclear weapons. We know the fact they couldn't finish what they started. We know for a fact that they needed American Aegis, THAAD missiles, Patriots to defend themselves. On day 10 of the war, they were losing, and they didn't have the offensive capability. And I don't mean the B-2s coming in and taking out the caves. They relied upon our 1970s technology of cruise missiles fired from submarines in the North Arabian Sea to take out the above ground. We had to bring that war to conclusion. And President Trump and his brilliance said, we'll do that, and we'll call it the 12-day war, and it's over. Now, for the Israel First crowd, they are the ones that are destroying Israel. Today in Miami, who's negotiating with Witkoff? It's the Turks, it's Qatar, it's the Egyptians. Because Qatar is going to underwrite Gaza, and 2 million Palestinians are going to stay there. And the Turks are providing on Egyptian soil called Gaza, or on Israel soil called Gaza, is going to provide the military control mechanism over UAE troops, Saudi troops, and Egyptian troops. That's a two-state solution that has been provided because of the efforts of the Israel First crowd. And Charlie Kirk had one simple thing that he thought about. Who controls America and who makes decisions for the United States of America? And Charlie Kirk worked overtime because behind the scenes, he was a player, not just helping Sergio get all types of great people in there and vet those people, but actually talking about policy. And part of that policy was no more foreign wars. Charlie absolutely believed what I believe. The Middle East is a sideshow and Israel's a sideshow to a sideshow. Now, voices out there that support Israel, like Laura Loomer and Rabbi Walecki and others, are coming forward and say, look, maybe Bannon and these guys are right. We don't want to take any more American money. We don't have any more American control. We want to go out and do what we want to do when we, the Israelis, feel they have to do it. I support that 100%. Israel needs its sovereignty. Israel needs to be independent. If Israel wants to take on Syria, go for it. If Israel wants to go into Lebanon, go for it. But not drag the United States of America into another endless war.
Yeah.
Ask Megyn Kelly when she comes up here. Look, Breitbart, Shapiro called Breitbart Trump Pravda. When he left, he called it Trump Pravda. And he was kind of right. We had to be. There was no other news site that was supporting President Trump. When poor Megyn Kelly came out in that first debate and made what looks like now some innocuous questions, right, about Trump's Facebook page or his Twitter feed, about Rosie O'Donnell and others, have Jack Posobiec ask her how it turned out. We unleashed the dogs. We were maniacs. Why? President Trump had no backing at Fox, had no backing at the National Review, and at 16, that would have driven him out of the race. So we had to be there. But Ben Shapiro is like a cancer, and that cancer spreads.
Yeah.
It's a cancer, and it metastasizes. He tried to take over Breitbart, and I ran him out of there. He tried to take over David Horowitz's, who was his mentor. Don't ask me. Ask the guys associated with David Horowitz what he did there. He tried to take that over. And mark my word, he will make a move on Turning Point because he's always been envious of Charlie Kirk.
I seen that. That's true. I agree with that.
He already did when he whenever the guys from Daily Wire went in to host for a day after Charlie Kirk's death.
He's going to try to take his chair.
Well, dang, what I was going to say. He offered any kind of money or anything else they need to help progress, right? Mm-hmm. And also, the thing is, he wasn't invited. You know who was actually invited? Matt Walsh.
Okay, yeah.
And the thing is, Matt Walsh was told he couldn't do it unless he took Ben Shapiro and Michael Knowles with him.
That's like you're not invited to a party, but you're cool. Like if you're a group of friends, but out of that group of friends is somebody that you can come, but don't bring so and so, and then so and so is like it's it's a little bit of a weird analogy, but I recall a statement that Ben Shapiro made the day after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, of him saying that I can't exactly pronounce it word for word because it's a little bit of a paraphrase, but he made out like he was going to be the Charlie Kirk in the Turning Point.
Yeah.
That was he wanted to be in Charlie Kirk's chair. That's what I meant by that. A little bit of a paraphrase, but he had a wording behind it. But he actually did say that publicly, and I was like, "Oh snap!" I can see this
Yeah.
not good at all. And
Yeah.
Bannon is completely right. And Erica Kirk needs to be aware of that. That's his goal.
His goal is to actually, my opinion, undermine it and destroy it.
Exactly. That's yes. I was talking about that a week ago.
Yeah.
When I was like a little concerned about, because remember, I think, and you know, you made a great point when we were talking about this, but I'm going to take us back a little bit when I was like a little bit concerned because Turning Point does have a large, you know, influence on the younger minds. It's sort of, you know, it goes after the college people, the high school people, and what better way to promote the Talmud Israel style lifestyle? Hijack Turning Point USA, turn it into Israel USA, and
Well,
then
I don't think that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking more like a hostile takeover, like corporation style, where
yeah, but I mean,
where
but
it'll
then
be absorbed into Daily Wire.
Right, it'd still be Turning Point USA, but it'd be under the control of the Daily Wire. Then after that, the messaging would change completely in Turning Point USA. I mean, not really. It would do a slow transition, but pretty much it'd be Netanyahu, yeah, Netanyahu, you know, all that
Well,
stuff.
here's the thing: we got to ask ourselves, how was he able to actually get a speaking gig on this at AmFest when he didn't have one a couple months ago? Now, I got a video, and it's our friend.
Paid a bunch of money.
Well, let
didn't he?
me get to it.
Okay,
I have
I'm
a
just
video.
guessing.
I have a video. It's our friend Truthville USA. Who's the one that does that? You got me off.
American Papa Bear.
No. It's out of the darkness.
Oh, cute.
Q.
Not the cute. Not the
Quentin.
Q that people.
Yeah, Quentin.
Yeah.
Got a video from Quentin talking about this. And, you know, he knew some stuff I didn't know, and let's go ahead and take a look at this video of him talking about
what's up, family. Welcome back to Truthville USA. I am Q. I know it's been a few days, guys. It's been a lot going on over here in preparation for Christmas and also with wrestling tournaments. And boy, I tell you, but I had to come and talk to you guys. You know, I have been really disappointed over the last couple of days. I've been trying to keep up with the TPUSA AmFest thing. Obviously, the first time them doing this since the death of Charlie Kirk. And I've always found them interesting. It's always been cool to be able to see all these great conservative voices speaking, and some that I didn't necessarily agree with, but it was still interesting to hear their point of view. At the end of the day, most of the people that got up there to speak, I never felt like I had to question their motives. I never even questioned whether or not they loved America. I only questioned whether or not I agreed with their ideas, but I was okay with them having them. Well, I feel like Charlie Kirk's entire legacy was really and truly desecrated this weekend. It was absolutely utter disgrace. I watched Ben Shapiro get up and throw everybody under the bus, from Tucker Carlson to Megyn Kelly to Candace Owens to Steve Bannon. These are people that have done amazing things for Donald Trump and done amazing things for the United States. They've done amazing things for our country. If we have issues with them, talk to them personally. But to get on that stage at a time when you're supposed to be honoring the country, unifying the country, and honoring a legacy of a great, great man in Charlie Kirk, that was not the time. And then, of all things, for Ben Shapiro to get up there and then say that that Candace Owens needs to be deplatformed, that Tucker Carlson needs to be deplatformed, that Megyn Kelly is a coward, and that Steve Bannon is a coward for questioning the loyalty of anyone who would speak. Who would be loyal to two states or two separate countries, that you could not be pro one country and pro another country at the same time. If that's Steve Bannon's opinion, that is his opinion. But Steve Bannon, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the untouchables, as far as I'm concerned. I don't believe that you can separate this historic Trump presidency without Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon has been MAGA, America first, all the way. Now, I don't agree with everything Steve Bannon says, but I have never, ever, ever at any time questioned whether or not he loves our country, whether or not he loves America. I don't even believe that you can question that at this point. You can. I just don't agree with you. But Steve Bannon got up and he just let Ben Shapiro have it. He said he's a cancer. He's a cancer and he spreads. He talked about how he tried to take over Breitbart and was run out. He talked about how he had tried to take over Horowitz's organization. He was run out there. And he warned that Ben Shapiro would try to take over the TPUSA. If you remember, he was not supposed to be speaking at the TPUSA event up until about a month ago, where he donated $1 million to TPUSA and was then given a spot to speak. But Charlie did not pick him. It was not Charlie's immediate expectation or his desire to have Ben Shapiro speak there. And for him to use that time to stand up and try to spread hatred, disunity, and then in addition to that, to try to talk people into deplatforming. When did we ever stand for that? That is strictly a liberal tactic to try to shut people up and censor them because they have a difference of opinion. If anybody, I could say, was against that type of rhetoric, it would be Charlie Kirk. What do you guys think? Did you guys watch it? If you guys did, what were your thoughts on it? Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. If you guys feel like my take was correct, or if you feel like I was missing something, I'd love to hear it. I'll see you guys next time. Be blessed.
Yeah, I paid a bunch of money. Now, who took that money and let him get up there against Charlie Kirk's wishes?
Oh, well, he's donating to Turning Point USA, Turning Point USA.
Somebody had to sign the thing and said, well, we know Charlie didn't pick this guy and didn't want him on there.
Well, the thing is, you know, who was actually scheduled to go and be there that day? Tim Pool. Then they were like, oh, we're going to have to look at things and blah, blah, blah. And I think they got the money from Ben Shapiro, and they're like, we have to bring Shapiro here, allow him to speak, I guess. And they're like, this is what we do with Tim Pool. And Tim Pool's like, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. I'll just go do my own thing. See you later. I'd rather see Tim Pool there than Ben Shapiro. That's just me.
Yeah, Tim Pool's got that high estrogen energy.
Got what?
High estrogen energy.
No, he don't. I like Tim Pool.
I know.
He don't bother me. He you know, the whole thing with him and Candace is, it is what it is. But I think I agree with mostly what Q is saying there. But one thing I find interesting is first thing, the money. I do find that part interesting. And I think it's just the beginning of the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro trying to do some kind of hostile takeover with Turning Point USA. People need to watch out for that, because the thing is, right now they're weak. You know, in my opinion, they're weak. They don't know exactly what direction they want to go. Right? Erica Trump, you know, Erica Kirk right now is dealing with, you know, having 2 kids by herself, mourning her husband, and running this business. Right now, I'd say she's doing a good job. But last night, or the night before, actually not before, that she announces that they're supporting J.D. Vance to run for president in 2028, which I was like, it's a little early, but cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the direction I see that she wants to go. But I'm just the reason why I asked who took the money and then put Ben Shapiro on there. That's concerning, because that means that they're open for these kind of like.
Well, I'm gonna let me do some defensive stuff here. Ben Shapiro spoke at their events before.
Oh, I know that.
Not only that. Charlie Kirk's had people that aren't conservatives there and done
No,
debates with them and
it's
spoke.
not.
and stuff
It's
like that.
got nothing to do with Ben Shapiro. It's got the fact of like how much. This is the hostile takeover. This is what I'm concerned about. I'm not worried about Ben Shapiro or non-conservatives being there because I think a great genre of think tank is a good idea. It's how they do things. They're vulnerable, like you're saying, and only thing I'm doing is just moving in the direction of vulnerability. The direction that Turning Point was going was a good direction for the country in general. But if you allow Daily Wire to absorb this, it becomes sort of that. I feel like we're going to lose a big.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. They have a board of directors. What I'd watch out for is someone from Turning Point, from Daily Wire, being part of the board of directors. That's when I'd be concerned.
So, I just hope that there's enough people awake enough now to be able to, because I don't want people to get misconstrued by bad messaging in favor of something that's got an agenda behind it. Because as far as I know, Charlie Kirk's agenda was pretty much just for people to be awake, ask questions, analyze things, which that's a great. That keeps the field open for people to be able to think freely. But the main situation now is control of information, and that's where Daily Wire is more wanting to have an agenda behind their motives, and that's why there's one I like watching Matt Walsh because he's part of that company. It makes me question.
Well, Matt Walsh hasn't come out supporting anybody really,
Yeah.
and that's probably because he's told probably not to.
Exactly.
Same with Michael Knowles. But when it comes to who they're going to support, when it comes to Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro, it's the same thing. Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire, same thing. Anyway, who they're going to support? They're going to support the person. In my opinion, who they're going to support is definitely Ted Cruz. That would be my guess, or maybe even DeSantis. It'd be one of them. They're not gonna support JD Vance, and the reason they're not going to support JD Vance is because one of the people that's part of JD Vance's team that's in the White House with JD Vance is Tucker Carlson's son. Works for JD Vance. So they're like this. They're like, if they're going to try to actually combine them two as one whenever they decide to go out there and that's how Ted Cruz is. He's going to say, if you like JD Vance, that means you like Tucker Carlson. That means you also like Nick Fuentes. That's what they're going to do.
Now, what's funny is watch that help JD Vance.
I don't know if they'll help, but I'm just that's the direction they're going to go with it.
Yeah. The way that the youth is moving along and understanding things, the ones that are taught that are tuned in, that's going to help JD Vance. So please go that route, Ted Cruz. And Stormbringer says that Ben is a Zionist. He's worse than that. He's one of those Talmud guys. He's worse than that. It's way worse. He's more Talmud is dangerous. Those people have a extreme agenda for their own self involvement in things. They don't want anybody else they'll use you. They'll step on you like a ladder to get where they need to go because you are nothing to them. That's at least a Zionist does have some form of compassion. Not a Talmud people. Those you look into that style right there and what that is. That the Talmuds are actually really they're like similar to those Muslim Brotherhood people almost a little, except for the violent.
I wouldn't go as far as that. That's no, they're not. They don't blow themselves up or anyone else. No, there's a big difference.
Not yet.
There's a big difference between people like that are jihadists and people that believe in the Talmud. There's a big difference in that. I wouldn't even compare them.
I want to compare them. I'm just an a-hole.
I think it's unfair because it's not the same.
You know what they say, right? You know what they say?
Well, first thing in Judaism, it's actually you go to hell just like you do in Christianity if you commit suicide.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, we'll go ahead.
What if all the virgins had herpes? That'd be weird.
Anyway, we're gonna go now. I don't got much of a show. I was gonna do a review on one of our friends' videos, but
Yeah,
they
let's
can
do
wait
it.
till next time. Huh?
No, we can do it. We got time. Roll with it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. We got another Duck to Naples video, and I saw this, and he's praising Pam Bondi in this one.
I knew it. Told us.
Yes, and he's also saying that the Epstein files is a hoax.
The conspiracy theorist he is.
Yes, the conspiracy theories he is. Yes. Let's go ahead and take a look at this shit.
God almighty. I called it, didn't I, Matt?
The title of the video is Democrats Weaponize the Epstein Files Against Pam Bondi.
God almighty.
How did they do that? Trump signed it into law.
This is the kind of people that are leading the country off a cliff. This is what I was talking about earlier. One of the people right here. Right there.
Right.
Okay, while fake news like the Epstein files are blowing up all over media right now, the Democrats are using it to try to impeach Pam Bondi. Our girl,
like James
Pam
Marvel
Bondi,
a little
who
bit.
I support, doing a great job. They're going to try to impeach her. I just want to ask all my MAGA buddies out there who are anti-Pam Bondi, if she's so bad, why do the Democrats and CNN want her impeached? Because I believe the people that are against Pam Bondi have always been playing.
Look, this is not genius work here. Why they want to impeach her? Number one, it's because Trump put her in the office she's in. It hurts Trump. Duh. Number two, there's another reason. She broke the law by not releasing Epstein files.
Yeah. And she is not arrested so many people that even the Democrats are like, damn, you can't arrest one person. You suck.
To the Democrat Party's agenda. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the Happy Patriots are. We're going to look at this, but Ro Khanna, they're going to try to use Pam Bondi redacting certain names. And we'll get into this again in one more video later tonight where I'm going to
redacting certain names. Dude, there's a portion of the Epstein files, 119 pages, all of it redacted. You don't see any of it.
Certain names.
And yeah, he's like certain names. Okay, that's one huge fucking name, man.
That's a book. That's a book. 119 page book.
Yeah, that's a graphic novel.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, this guy comes out here and tries to convince you that we're crazy. It's like, what?
really unpack on the Epstein files. This is about strategy, though, about Republicans carrying the Democrats' water, about Republicans doing what the Democrats really, really want to do.
Attorney General Pam Bondi. Some Democrats are saying she should resign, including Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Are you considering impeachment for the Attorney General if you don't feel that the Justice Department complies with your law?
Thomas Massey and I talked about it. He's working, as am I, on drafting articles of impeachment. And
okay, hold on now. Hold on. Guys, Thomas Massey, Republican, is working with Ro Khanna and AOC to impeach Pam Bondi.
Whoa. That ain't what was said there. Okay? He's misconstruing what was said there. The only thing she said about AOC is saying that AOC said Pam Bondi should resign. She didn't say, or Ro Khanna didn't say that AOC was helping to try to write impeachment papers on her. That's a lie by him.
How many in the chat below want to perform the will of AOC, Ro Khanna, and CNN and think that is a good strategy? Let me know in the chat below right now. Does that smell right to you?
An inherent contempt. We haven't decided whether to move it forward yet, but we're in the process of doing it. And look, the problem that...
So pretty much what he's saying is he's pro-lawlessness here. He's okay with her not fulfilling her duties when it comes to the law of this particular bill. He's okay with that.
You know, another thing, too, is you've got Ro Khanna, nice dark tan man, and Doug to Naples. Not dark tan man. That is such a weird. He needs to go the hell outside. Good gracious, man.
The attorney general has, if you just look at the comments to our social media feed, is the amount of MAGA influencers who are upset with her.
Okay. This is probably one of the most important things you guys could ever hear today. And that's why you guys now know. Doug, why do you keep following social media and talk about what's being said about what and how many people in the chat of what? He just now used the internet and social media. And he goes, you'd be surprised at how many of MAGA are after Pam Bondi. And that's my point. My audience is unique in that I tell you guys about the gears working behind the internet to get you to think certain things. Well, then Ro Khanna comes out and acts like it's all organic. He goes, well, surprises to me. I looked in the chat sections and you'd be surprised at how many MAGA people want Pam Bondi. Therefore, we're going to get her. That's the tail wagging the dog. The reason why people hate Pam Bondi is they're programmed against her. And I've only said for the last 6 months, show me one piece of evidence against her. No one can ever provide one piece of evidence against her. It's all internet.
Go ahead.
She hasn't done anything.
Bindergate. Bindergate is an
Bindergate.
example.
Okay, yeah, she did something. She screwed over a bunch of really well-respected independent content creators who are working hard to save this country. Yeah, she did do that. My bad. But other than that, she's done nothing.
Like, what?
Yeah. No.
It's all Qatar money. It's all.
Say what?
The comment section is what you see on Twitter. Some of them are bots, but for the most part, these people that I see commenting, they actually make videos on Twitter, so they're real people. She is not liked by the America First crap. I mean, at all. None. She's, anybody that has a pulse can see that. So Doug Staples really missing the mark on this, or he's being paid by Qatar.
Oh, no. Here you go. This is where this is coming. Here.
It's all Qatar money. It's all Saudi money, and it's all Democrat money. And then now Ro goes in and just goes, look,
First thing, that's a really lazy argument. Every chance that Numbnuts McGee has, that's Qatar money, Democrat money, Saudi money, blah, blah money. You know what? It looks like to me, might be Israeli money. How about
I think Doug's getting some of it too to tote that water. Like you said, Doug must have a strong back from carrying all of Bondi's water. Dude. And yes, exactly. So we do have some people out there that are thank you. I'm glad to see the public is awake. Yeah, Doug Naples changed a lot. He doesn't even look the same. Something is really wrong here. He's got AIDS.
I see these chats blow up against, these are all MAGA. And that's why I'm making my appeal to MAGA. Stop. We wait for facts. I want to see one piece of evidence, and I've been asking for it. And I've seen people give me the long websites and everyone and go, look at this, look at that. It's all.
You are right on the mark. That's Ben Shapiro talk here. Like, what? All right, I'm sorry. If you are in there for 11 months and you can't get anyone prosecuted from the deep state, I don't know what to do for you.
No. Ben Shapiro to Naples. There it is right there.
False. It's all fake news. It's all being funded. She has powerful funding against her. Same thing with Speaker Mike Johnson. You're being told, you probably think you'll be more popular if you rip on Mike Johnson and call him a rhino. Okay, well, Trump's using him and Trump needs him to stay out of prison and stay out of impeachment. So you keep doing that crazy great agenda and tell me how great your tactics are by repeating what everyone else says and other channels say that are lying to you.
Okay. So now if we lose the midterms, it's your fault. It's your fault.
It's your fault for actually wanting something that you voted for. How bad. You're a bad man for actually thinking that somebody might do something they said they were going to do. It's all your fault.
He thinks he's not just MAGA police. Absolutely.
Yeah. You need to eat the crap of these politicians so that we can have a more crap for the midterms. I say rip the Band-Aid off. Let's go full Democrat. Like in what is it? Let's go never go full retard. We're going full retard. Fuck it. Like in that movie.
Here's ripping. You're talking about, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Here's the thing. Also, if it is so great in the House, why is everybody leaving? The House and Senate.
Everybody's leaving.
Everybody's
Yeah.
leaving. I mean,
Mhm.
you know what that means? Doug to Naples means you're going to lose. That's what it means. You're going to
And
lose in the midterms.
Yeah, and it's gonna, but it'd be our fault though. It'd be our fault. It'd be your
No,
Matt,
the
it's your
reason we're
fault.
going to lose in the midterms is because you have because Pam Bondi, your Lord and Savior Pam Bondi, can't prosecute anybody.
And Mike Johnson holds up all the bills that would make America great again.
Yep. No codification of anything that Trump's done when it comes to executive orders. I'm sorry, but they're both worthless as hell.
Yeah. Yep. Because of a weak Speaker of the House who's strategically weak. He's not weak. He's doing this on purpose. This is all by design to rein in the agenda for the Democrats for 2026. He's working
Actually,
for them.
I think it's all by design, not for the Democrats. It's all by design because they want to wait Trump out and get someone in there that's a Republican, but that's more establishment and more of a neocon.
Oh, well, so we're back to Lindsey Graham again. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, I think their pick, like I said before, is Ted Cruz.
Yeah, Ted Cruz. That would be, yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I guarantee you, Doug Staples is one of those guys. He would support Ted Cruz.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. Ted Cruz is the way to go because he says I don't need suntan lotion.
Clicks trying to get you to turn against Pam Bondi when the real people that support, like Mike Davis, say she's the greatest AG we ever had.
On a MAGA influencers who are upset with her. And the issue for her is not, are there going to be 212 Democrats who would support it? The issue for her is how many Republicans and MAGA supporters would support it.
Yeah, how many dumb Republicans and MAGA supporters would support impeaching or have Pam Bondi resign? This is what I mean by Republicans, guys. You know, Republicans always say, oh, the rhinos, they're no damn good. The rhinos, they're as bad. They're the swamp. No, guys, MAGA is becoming the swamp. This is the inroads where the Democrat Party got MAGA to do their will, not the rhinos.
MAGA is turning into the swamp. Really?
So Doug Staples apparently all over the place here.
He's lost his mind. You know why he's losing his mind? I've seen him in several videos. He's talking about how he's losing subscribers. I'm like this. Well, every time you see Epstein's a hoax, that does not help you.
No.
What?
No. I'll take some of those subscribers and I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, I'll take some subscribers too.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth. We're not gonna gaslight you. We're gonna say, look, this is all effed up. We need to do something about it. People like Doug Staples padding the way for these deep state political operatives to do what they do allows them to keep doing what they do, and which keeps running our country to the ground. And he's part of it, whether he knows it or not. But I think he does. But it's his content safe, so YouTube promotes his content, puts it out there. He makes money. He just keeps saying that because it's gonna put money in his pocket. It's gonna get him a big old porch built on his house. It's gonna, he gets to go take his wife to all these fancy restaurants and pay all this money he makes off YouTube because he gets all the clicks because YouTube knows that he's destroying America and working for the Democrats. It's him. It's his fault.
Well, I don't think he's working for the Democrats. He's working for the neocons and the establishment Republicans. Is who he's
which is in favor of the. I mean, I'm not saying he's openly like I'm working for you Democrats, but he's doing everything to put everything in favor for that side to be able to thrive through the rhinos and the neocons. Maybe something like that.
I know it's not the Mitch McConnell, not Paul Ryan, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Rand Paul, Thomas Massey, Steve Bannon.
So my hope has never been about Pam Bondi getting justice or Todd Blanche getting justice. My hope is she looks at this. She looks at the outrage that MAGA has. She looks at the disappointment that the survivors.
The outrage, but was all faked and pumped up on internet steroids.
And she makes a decision over the next 2 weeks to actually start releasing these documents because she may lose more Republicans in the House than she anticipates.
I'm going to explain to you at the last video today why it is incredibly moral what Pam Bondi did to protect victims. And I'll give you an example. I saw some of the photos. I've seen a ton of those Epstein photos. It's stupid. First of all,
First thing, it's the Epstein victims that want it released.
Yes.
She ain't, and not only that, how are you protecting people when you have 119 pages straight that's completely redacted? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and find those. We'll go ahead and watch some more of this. Got anything to say?
I'd just let Doug Knaple dig his hole. Go ahead, roll with it. Yeah.
Trivial. However, some of the girls, most of the victims that have been the adult women that are standing up saying, I'm a victim of, all these bad people that came and purchased me over at Epstein. Those girls are also guilty of trafficking other women. That is, those girls, some of them might be under 17, went and got their friends who were under 17 and brought them into Epstein. So now you have the victim is the abuser. So they redacted their names. And all these people are saying is, we got to release, the redacted names are suspicious. Well, no.
All right. Now I've come to the conclusion this is a psyop. He is a psyop. Like what?
This mother trucker has went berserk. This is wild. I have not watched this video, so this is new to me, guys. Just in case you know, Matt and I usually don't do much show prep. Like, I just say, you're going to be live with me. I'm coming. I don't even know what the subject's about half the time because I like the surprise factor because I enjoy, sometimes Matt and our best content comes when we are talking on the phone about things. I'm like, man, we should be on the show doing this. So I don't even want to know what's going on. I like to come in and just be like, okay, so we're doing this. Let's roll. And then it makes for a great show. But like, dude, whoa. Like, whoa. That's like, I'm almost as much whoa as whenever Lorena Bobbitt threw Joey Buttafuoco's weenie out the window. That's whoa.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help but look at that and be like, "This what?
Yeah.
Is he talking about?" All right,
That is wild. So it's the victim's fault.
Yeah.
Oh, they're also, you know what I mean? The victims, it's complicated is all I'm saying. And they don't want to hear it. They're like, we no longer care about victims of abuse anymore. We just run a lawnmower over them all. Release them all for my entertainment. Release them for my gossip, desire, and tabloid.
So y'all are drafting articles of impeachment. I mean, how will you decide if you're going to file that?
Well, one is a pragmatic decision in terms of it's impeachment.
It's a Democrat pragmatic decision. Well, if it's pragmatic, yeah. How do we give Trump the most trouble? Is their only thing they care about. If it undermines Trump, they will impeach Pam Bondi. And if it doesn't undermine Trump, they won't, because they don't care about justice and they don't care about Pam Bondi and they don't care about the Epstein files.
Decide if you're going to file that.
Well, one is a pragmatic decision in terms of impeachment is a.
Well, here's the thing. The other day, some Epstein files were released, and what were in them? Mostly pictures of Democrats and Bill Clinton and everything else. So it's not really helping them to release them either.
No.
And that's lost on him, it seems like to me.
Well, so basically what I kind of was talking about earlier was the other side sees what we're not getting from our side, which is the Epstein file release, which was everything that, every time Trump was campaigning, we're going to get the Epstein files released. We're going to such and such and such and such. So that's one thing we weren't getting. Two was, we're going to get the deep state. We're going to make this, we're going to really drain the swamp. Now this is really going to happen, guys. And so we got Pam Bondi. None of that's happening. The Democrats see that and they're like, you know what we could do? We could F with the other side by giving them what they want, which is get rid of Pam Bondi and give them the Epstein files. And they're all like, well, I've got my popcorn. Let's watch. I'm fine with this. I'm not going to go that way. I'm not going to be a lefty. I'm just going to be like, well, this is what our side gets for effing around. That's what I said earlier. You should see some of my comments on the video that we did. My local troll jumped in my comment section and it kind of had his mind scrambled that we were critiquing what's going on the MAGA, quote unquote, Trump thing. And it's like, no, we're not a cult. We are actually, we have wants and needs and we want those fulfilled. We're not just going to be one of those, like, what do they call that? Whenever you get used to your abuser, what is it called? Whatever that term is. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be like their side, which is okay with all the stuff happening to them. We're going to say, wait a minute, pump the brakes, put it in park, and let's see what's going on. If something's wrong. Yeah. Dr. Naples has got Munchausen's, whatever they call it. thingy.
Political decision, and is there the support in the House of Representatives? I mean, Massey and I aren't going to just do something for the show of it, but
heaven forbid. Why would you stop doing that now?
My sense is, just looking at the initial reactions from people in MAGA, from survivors, is that this release is going to cause as much grief for Pam Bondi as the earlier releases. Susan Wild said she whiffed. This isn't building more trust. And I was early in the morning, I was giving positive quotes when Blanche was on television because he said, I'm going to release a few 100,000 documents.
Susan Wiles said Pam Bondi whiffed on the release, not because it wasn't enough, but because she put out those binders of stuff that was already released. Trump actually had the correct response, which was, we're not releasing anything. It doesn't matter. There's nothing there. It's a fake news hoax. Pam Bondi listened to MAGA and culture and said, I'll release more files. Never should have done it. From day one, they should have just said, you know what? This whole thing, it's nothing. It's always going to be nothing. And now that she's released the last tranche.
Look at his face. He's like pissed off that he has to even make this video. Here's the thing. They ran on it. Numbnuts. They ran on this. And now it's been hit. Now they're taking a shot right in the nuts because now they're trying to say, like you are, that it is nothing. It means nothing. That means you're saying what happened to these girls is nothing.
So
that makes you
thing,
a piece of shit.
Yeah, big time. And another thing too is not only was Trump talking about this, but we actually took Trump for his word because Kash Patel, which was FBI, and before he was doing podcasting, and Bongino, who's well connected in the intel agents, he's well connected, laid out what was really going on with Epstein and was telling us that what's going on with Epstein is that they're hiding stuff. They've got stuff. They've got this. We're going to make this happen. We're going to expose what's going on. We're going to straighten this out. And so what makes it even worse is they also completely did it, like, not even like, you know how, like, if you're going to like they made it like a U-turn in the middle of a one lane. I mean, just skirt. No, nothing's there. This is all, nothing's there. There's no this, there's no that. That, like, Trump could probably get away with saying something like that and gaslight us, and we would probably have been like, okay, we can look at that. But whenever you had the FBI do that, and then Pam Bondi, James O'Keefe was able to bring forth information of Pam Bondi going, my God, I've seen all this stuff. This is wild. There's like thousands of videos and these victims. It's awful. It's terrible. And then goes on the mainstream camera and goes, hey, there's nothing there. Well, what were you just talking about? Like the day before when you were sitting at the table talking to somebody who's not even, we don't even know who this person was, what their involvement was with anything intel. This could have been just a friend of hers that she just knows. And she's telling her all this stuff about what's not there. And then says, well, nothing's there. So Doug TenNapel is an asshole. That's basically what I needed to say. I should have just said that, but I needed to back my case. It's wild. And Kash Patel's an asshole.
Let me go ahead and bring up this right here. I found this on Twitter. Someone made it. They went to one of these files that they released. As you can see, it's on page 2. Let me go ahead. They made it into a video. That's what the pages look like.
Oh, good. I thought something was wrong. We ain't loaded all the way.
It's redacted.
Huh. Boy, somebody had to buy them a toner cartridge after that was printed out.
And then if you see these pages here, here's one. Here's another one.
They redacted the periods out of there. There's not even a punk.
Yeah. Here's the thing. When they redact something, if you look at the bill, anytime you redact something, you have to actually say why you're redacting it, right? That's required. They're not giving a reason for redacting anything. They're just redacting because they want to.
That's illegal too.
Yeah. So, by what I'm getting from that video, he's pro-pedo. I'm sorry, but that you got to come to that conclusion. And he's also pro-lawlessness of the DOJ and the FBI by not following the law.
As long as it's for his benefit. which is what the Democrats do, which makes them no better.
Yeah.
If it's it's our side doing it, so it's okay. Well, didn't you just make like all these videos pissed off about what the Democrats were doing whenever you were trying to get Trump into office and how lawless they were? And this is wrong, and we should do this to expose. But we do it was fine. It's just fine. And the thing about it is, it's like, this is what our side wants. Why are you doing that? It doesn't. We've even came to the conclusion. I've seen many of polls and comments on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media stuff that comes through where we would be like, okay with whatever we saw. We don't care if it implicates Republicans or anybody. We just want to see what the deal is. And, you know, and the only work, and we know that Trump's not involved in any of the child stuff. Worst case scenario, he banged Ghislaine or something. I'm fine with that. Whatever. I don't care. I have no idea if that happened. I'm just saying whatever. You want to, that's probably the worst of the worst, is that happened. Whatever. We would be okay with it. Just release it. You know, I don't get, I would love to quote Thomas Massey, but I can't remember exactly how he said it, but he said something about, we're sorry if it inconveniences your billionaire friends of all the stuff they did. Yeah. We want the damn files. I'm paraphrasing, but well, you know,
well, he's implicating, saying that the reason Trump doesn't want to release it is because a lot of his donors are on it.
Well, they should have been fucking around at damn Epstein Island. Damn. That's like, damn.
Yeah, completely agree. Shouldn't have been doing it.
Rip the Band-Aid off. Let's move on.
The only bad thing.
The
only bad thing.
Part of justice. Nobody will be arrested.
I'm telling you right now. The only thing about getting rid of Pam Bondi that gets me is Todd Blanche would take over.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he sucks too. Yeah.
Trump can fire him.
But anyway, what would be interesting if she did get arrested and prosecuted? Well, we got our deep state arrest right there.
She arrested herself.
Yes. Well, actually, the sergeant of arms in Congress can go arrest her.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying, like, because of her own actions, it caused this to be.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think William would agree with me on this. I don't think this is going to happen. I think more than likely nothing's going to happen to Pam Bondi until after the midterms. And if Democrats win the midterms, they win the House, then you're going to see some movement here.
But that's our fault because we didn't eat the establishment's poop. I mean, so it's our fault.
MAGA, don't forget, MAGA is part of the swamp now. What? No, Doug. Only you're part of the swamp. You're the only one.
That's what Doug was doing was projection.
Yes.
That would be a good, like, if we had to do a little class on projection, we would just play that video right there.
Yeah.
Right there. And damn if he don't look sick. Is
he
sure he's not something wrong with him? Has he got cancer?
No, he had surgery on his face a couple of months ago because he had skin cancer off here, and he had to have some of his skin taken off.
I think it did a head turn. That doesn't even look like.
And then he shaved his beard too, and he looks awful without facial hair.
I think I seen the comment earlier was like, that's what happens whenever you support the deep state crap hole. You look like that. It kind of eats you up. I don't know, maybe. So I think it was UP Lincoln that said that. I was like, yeah, I was agreeing with. I was like, yeah, look how sexy me and Matt are because we have our own way. We think we're just some hot guys because we think critically. We don't have that.
Oh, I got a video here I want to put up here from Mel K. She was on InfoWars. This is what she had to say about the administration and what's going on.
I like Mel K. I do. Yeah. And Brianna Morello is doing a really good job in the mornings.
I got to meet her, Mel K. She's nice.
He was going to do his big speech the other night about his wins. Well, to the people that suffered along with him the last 8 years, we don't see the wins because we're not seeing them that have anything to do with us. I'm glad that they want to make the economy great again. But you know what? All they're doing is waiting out Donald Trump. And then what's going to happen? Nothing's been changed about the elections, okay? Because they're not putting any of this out. They're not pursuing this. And so, you know, what's going to happen in 2026 when Mark Elias and everyone still are pushing, and Norm Eisen, again, the leader of all of this, is out there gloating about Susie Wiles' interview and how they won't be able to prosecute anyone now because of the things she said about retribution. And Donald Trump says she's the most powerful woman in the world. So, I mean, it's just a total shit show. But all I can say is, again, we, the people of the United States, have power where we live. And if people don't start getting involved and getting out of their comfort zone and running for office and taking over and starting to try to ban the Democrat Socialists of America from running anywhere in this country at all, just like the communists are banned from running in America, and we start as citizens and patriots taking over our city councils, our school boards, our land management, all the things that the DSA and the Red Green Access are trying to take over. If we don't fight locally where we are, DC is not fighting for us. They are fighting to put us on the global public infrastructure and to create wealth, which is great, but wealth with criminals running the country, which is apparently what's going to happen if we don't see some prosecutions and the 2020 election exposed. Well, you know what? Then America's the last stand for humanity, for freedom and liberty and truth and justice, and it will be over, and it will be because of this administration. I'm sorry, they a year in, and nobody has been held accountable that could in any way, shape, or form protect our elections, get retribution. They're saying no, it's not retribution, it is justice, and it is justice for the people, not for Donald Trump. I mean, at this point, for God's sakes, the country is completely captured, and they're doing nothing to stop it except for saying you're going to make more money, and you're going to, well, where's freedom and liberty and justice and truth and transparency? Because until that 2020 election, if they have all this evidence is dealt with, there is none.
Yeah, I really get bothered. So since now Trump's out there campaigning for the Democrat Republicans who are going to impeach him in 2026, the Republicans are going to vote with him, with the Democrats when they do the impeachment. The people that Donald Trump has been, campaigning for at 80 years old, not being in the White House doing anything, when they do this, whenever he says these things, like he's back to his aunt, yes, you're saying funny things about Ilhan Omar, you're saying funny things about Tim Walz. Excuse me, but these, can you stop talking about this? And I had a man one time tell me, he said, "Don't talk about it, be about it."
Actions speak louder than words, and I'm tired of fucking words.
Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to do. It's hard for me to do videos because I want to bring out videos, and they're talking about the stuff that they're talking about, the 2020 election again, and some of the Gateway Pundit articles. I hate even bringing them up because it's just nothing but just.
Not only that, they're doing hit pieces against people I like, and they're doing it because they're all up Trump's ass, and I'm like, just look, I like Trump. I voted for Trump. I don't regret my vote, but you know what? Sometimes Trump is wrong. Every once in a while it happens. Okay.
And another thing too, Susie Wiles did come out and say something about retribution.
Yeah, I know.
Call Biden incompetent, call the Biden administration regime incompetent, but when they were arresting every damn body, they never once said retribution. They never named, they always used specific words, so they had strong cases in court. And here Trump lets this fucking, excuse my language, said the F word. Well, he did.
Yeah, just so
let this bumbling idiot woman out there to talk. She is clueless. She needs to be fired. She is running Trump into the ground. She may have done some good things at some point, but every employee does good things, and when they start effing up, you gotta, whenever, just like that television show he was in, you're fired. You're fired. You need to move on. You need to. Trump needs not an 80-year-old woman from the Dennis the Menace show when it was black and white. He needs a woman or a person that is probably 35 years old, maybe 40, that's more in touch with the Gen X and whatever this is before that. You know what I'm saying? He needs
millennials.
Right. This
Gen
is where we
Z.
need to go.
Yeah.
Yes, this woman she's still stuck in 19. She thinks
boomer. She a boomer.
Yeah, and it's showing every day. She got on that interview with her when she got her hair done up, and she looks like somebody from like from one of them old ass TV shows. Like now I'm not watching these old ass. I like to watch them, but I don't want to live that. Yeah, leave it to and it probably has a weird beaver that looks like a. Anyways, well, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Because back in those days they didn't shave the beavers look natural. But yeah, that's the thing. That is a thing. Need a woman on PMS with a grudge. A woman that can have a period. That would be.
You know what? Marjorie Taylor Greene would have been good at that job.
Oh yes, because the only reason why you've got this portion of the America First, well, we'll call them people MAGA, because we're man our America first, because we want America to be. We need our focus on America. So man our America first. MAGA are the people now that have just do everything that Trump says to do. He's told all the MAGA base to not like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and now they don't like Marjorie. They had if he. I make these videos. I say you don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene because you were told not to. Simple. That's all that was.
It's like who should have been at Pam Bondi's spot. We both agree. Matt Gaetz should have kept Matt Gaetz there, even though he couldn't win that vote in the Senate. You know what I would have done? I just wouldn't have. I would have kept him there until the Senate had to go for recess, and then do a recess appointment, and then kept him there. That's what I would have done. I would have been like this. I don't give a damn what you think, because he doesn't take Israeli PAC money. I don't care. You don't like him because of that. I want him in that spot, and so I'm going to put him in that spot. And that's the reason they didn't want him in that spot, because number one, they believed the whole hype they supposedly was wrong. They did something to an underage girl, which I'm like this. Oh, now you're concerned about underage girls. But which
that
is
was all
true.
vindicated. That was vindicated. That was actually going on when he was running for Congress, and before he even was voted in, he addressed this and named the names of the people who were involved in this frivolous charge that was against him. He named the names. He said, "Let me tell you something right now. This person, this person, this person are doing this and this and this to me, and you're going to find out." And then when it all went down, it was that person that he did not miss a step. And yeah. And so that's.
But I think that's the. But that'll be also the reason they couldn't pick someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene as his Susan Wiles
presidential advisor.
I don't think that's her title, but anyway, it's the same reason, because she doesn't take money from AIPAC.
Right. So they can't lobby her to do crazy. But Wild's tied to Israel like shoestrings. Yep. And Israel will be like, "Let's ruin Trump." Okay, whatever.
Let me call Vanity Fair into the White House. Let me go and fuck this shit up as much as I can. Let's do it.
Yeah, and then Netanyahu sits back and turns on the television while he's really drunk. By the way, Netanyahu's wife is a raging alcoholic. If anybody didn't know that, she is a really bad drunk. It was so bad that there were people in the whistleblower in the White House how much wine she drank through the day. They'd be sitting back right now laughing at Trump, because there's something that tells me that there's a reason why this is all going down the way it is, and just money. Yeah.
But all right, guys, we're gonna have to end the show. We really appreciate you. Please hit that like button, comment, and share this out to everybody. We really appreciate it.
This has been a fun show. I've had a good time. Thank you guys for being here. Stormbringer, my beautiful wife, UP Tinkering.
Yep.
UP Tinkering. Is that? Yeah, I like that name.
Thank you
Hope
for
to
being
see you
here.
guys next time. Hey, check me out on Ratchet Production Studios, because we do something similar to this on my channel and stuff. except for I'm a lot more. I talk some crazy stuff. Matt has to rein me in. Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Later.